Hi, fellow viewers. This is our Cotton Academy, and today I'll talk about release in 2021-2022 year's first season of the cartoon series The Ghost and Molly McGee, and I apologize in advance for my accent and for my English. Based on the results of the first season, one can often draw conclusions about whether to watch the animated series Fury. I have been watching the animated series in parallel with the release of episodes since the 2021 autumn, when only the first few episodes came out, and until the summer when the finale came out. And my conclusion is very disappointing. The animated series is released in the format of 11-minute episodes combined into 22-minute pairs. Or if you want, 22-minute episodes are divided into 11-minute segments. Well, doesn't matter. And so, in the first season, 40 11-minute episodes were released. If you haven't watched my video, in which I analyzed in detail the beginning of the cartoon and my complaints about it, then I will briefly remind you what the animated series is about. The main characters are presented in the title. The ghost's name is Scratch. In the first episode, Scratch tried to drive Molly out of the house where he lived. In the process, he wanted to place a curse on Molly, but he accidentally cursed himself. Now we're almost always together. In the first half of the first season, most of the episodes are filler. However, which is cool, many filler episodes kind of push the plot a little bit, prepare the ending of the first half a little bit. Molly meets Libby. She is actually an interesting character, by the way. Their relationship will develop.
You've turned this party into what you thought I wanted.
Oh, so what was it that you wanted?
To spend time with you!
Libby's personality will be revealed to us. And now, in the ninth pair, there will be a culmination of the first half of the season, to which the previous episode slowly summed up.
I've been tracking supernatural occurrences.
Not now, Libby. Tasking.
Gotcha. I'll come back later.
From now on, I'm going to be completely honest with Libby, no matter what.
Hey, Molly, who you talking to?
No one!
The plot will be revolved around the fact that Molly cannot tell Libby about Scratch, and then around the fact that Libby and Scratch both consider themselves to be Molly's best friend. The 10th pair came out on November 27th. Its first segment was about Hanukkah and second was about Christmas. Cartoon went on pause until February. By the way, during the release of the first half, for some reason, pairs that should have become 8th and 9th were swapped, and the pair that should have been 7th was generally transferred to the second half. If sorting the episodes by production codes, then the story ending of the first half is 10th pair, and the Christmas couple is 11th. By the way, there is also a song in every episode.
Should I just avoid her? That would destroy her.
Sure, that'll do. Bonus points.
The episodes of the second half were released in 2022. Some episodes aired from February 12 to March 12. The rest of the season were aired from June 11 to July 9. In the first half of the season, many episodes made some emotional impression, especially the episodes with Libby. But the second half of the season is very boring. Also, the second half has even less of the slowly moving plot. The plot will be only in 18th and 20th couples. However, the pair between them, 19th, will be deeper than the usual episodes of the second half. And so, 18th and 20th couples, that is, 4 plot episodes. The second half of the season was even more boring than the previous one. I can only think of 3 filler episodes that make some impression. The second segment of the aforementioned 19th pair, All Night Plight. The second segment of the 11th pair, Ready Set Snow. The second segment of the 12th pair, The Don't Gooder. Oh, stop, at first this pair was written for the first half as the 7th pair. And so, kind of 6 or 7 out of 20 episodes make at least some impression. In the first segment of the 18th couple, the family will be trying to solve money problems and Scratch will help. But in the end, they still lose their home due to their inability to pay. In the second segment, the family will temporarily move to live in a van in the forest. Molly will try to hide it even from Libby. But at the end, Molly will be helped by Andrea, a rich girl who appeared a lot in the first half of the season, and with whom Molly has now become friends. And the creator suddenly remembered that Scratch was with Molly involuntarily. When Molly temporarily left the house, that is, left, the curse was lifted. And now he is with Molly voluntarily. The 20th couple is the season finale. In the first segment, they finally explained to us why Scratch Scratch and many other ghosts are forced to make people miserable. It turns out that this dude feeds on misery. I still have lore questions, but oh well, at least I tried. As a result of the first segment, Scratch goes on trial for being friends with the living Molly. In the second segment, Molly goes to the ghost world to rescue him. There, due to the fact that Molly is very joyful, she infects with her joy everything that she literally touches. And thanks to this, she destroys the flow of failed phantoms and this dude. She also gives a speech.
Light is more powerful than darkness. Hope is more powerful than fear.
And the pathos of this speech is too far-fetched. And so, Scratch is saved and the world is free from the evil dude. Happy end. I don't know what should be in the finale of the whole series after such an event. I propose to end this show on the first season. And so let's go through the factors by which I usually analyze the quality level of animated series. Okay, the art direction, that is primarily graphics and a little voice acting, is more or less fine. I was sorting out the plot structure while I was talking about what both parts of the season were about, what filler and story episodes were where, how they were connected. So this structure looks a little crooked and broken. Emotional artistic component is not very high. Watching this series become boring, especially when you watch the second half. The cartoon rarely causes emotions in you. Of course, I'm judging by myself, but I guess climaxes will knock out a tear from very few people. As for morality, the issues that I discussed in the previous video about the beginning of the series are already a big red flag. In fact, the creators portray abusive relationship as normal and healthy. However, usually in this cartoon the message is not that bad. What I have so far analyzed only in passing is the logic of the plot, and I have something to complain about. In first, constant disregard for physics. Such physics could have appeared in the Tom and Jerry in 20th century, but not in a cartoon released in 2021. There are also many problems with logic. I will not break down the cartoon to every single issue, but I will mention few inconsistencies that will be revealing. And so ghosts clearly have some kind of magic. They can change size and color. They can create images of scary things. In general, all this is necessary to scare people. But what exactly are their capabilities? How are they limited? By what general rules does magic work in the cartoon? In the first segment of the 17th fair, it suddenly turns out that in the cartoon universe each person has a certain level of luck, and Scratch can transfer luck from one person to another. But this is nonsense. There is no luck built into a person. This is a purely mathematical statistical concept. That is, the creators, for the sake of just one episode, added such nonsense to the lore. Do you remember how in the first episode Molly was not afraid of anything that Scratch used to scare her? So, in the first segment of the 15th fair, Molly will be afraid of an ordinary spider, just like most of us would be afraid. That is, the creators do not care about what kind of personality their characters have. Their characters have no personality. Remembering my last video on this cartoon, I say again that the creators do not know in advance what kind of cartoons they are making. And so, my conclusion is that the first season of the animated series turned out to be completely unsuccessful. And there is no reason to think that the next seasons will be better. I do not recommend wasting your time with this animated series, especially if you have thoughts about what else you can watch. If you liked the video, then I suggest you consider the option of subscription, like and comment. Especially if you have your own thoughts on the cartoon and of my video. I'm a beginning YouTuber, I need your feedback. Goodbye everyone.